All right, we are now recording. Ms. Spence, we're ready.
Evening, and welcome to the Dobbs Go Team meeting, where we will follow the agenda as it has been emailed to you and publicly noticed. I would like to remind everyone that this is a meeting of the Go Team. Only members of the Go Team may participate in the discussion. Any member of the public present are here to quietly observe. For members of the Go Team, identify yourself when you speak. And I'm pleased to call this meeting of the Go Team, Dobbs Go Team, to order at 4:02 p.m. Our first order of business is to call the roll. The secretary will now take the roll. Ms. Black, do you need me to do it? Can you get off mute or no?
Did you say my name?
Yes,
Not
please.
yet. I was asking.
Can you, Miss Spence?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okie dokie. Give me 1 second. Let me pull up the I'm sorry, let me pull up the roster. Okay. Jacinia Antunes. Larissa Black.
Here, Larissa.
Larissa, sorry. Brianna Spence here. Bernadine Connor.
Here.
Kristen Reed is here. Jennifer James.
Here.
Okie dokie. Ms. Reagan, we have a quorum and we can continue.
Okay.
Okay. First order of business is to approve the agenda. This was emailed and it was provided on the website. Are there any changes to the agenda?
I do have one change, Ms. Spence. I added, I went back, I thought I had gone over spring map data, but I added the spring map data, so that's not on there.
Okay. So any
So
other
be part of the principal's report.
Oh, okay. Any other changes? May I have a motion to approve the agenda with additions?
I move to approve the agenda with additions.
Second
May I
that
have a
motion.
second? Awesome. All in favor, please raise your hand or say aye.
Aye. Aye.
All opposed, please raise your hand or say nay. Any abstentions? Okay, the motion passes. We will review now we will approve the meeting minutes from our previous meeting. Are there any additions that need to be made to the minutes? Hearing none, may I please have a motion to approve last meeting's minutes?
I move to approve last meeting minutes.
I second.
All in favor, please say aye or raise your hand. All opposed, please say nay or raise your hand. Any abstentions? Okie dokie. Our first action item is we'll go to Ms. Reagan, our principal report.
So the first action item I have is to discuss the book bags. So I wanted to bring to the Go Team just to see, just in the state of what's going on in the world, just making sure that safety and security outside of instruction, literacy, and math is our one of our number one priorities. I know that everybody does not particularly deal with discipline or what have you, but there are instances where children have maybe pocket sharp things or um just items that they don't have that could be used as a weapon. They have received serious consequences or what have, and not often, but as it gets warm or just even at the start of the year when people know, that you're not paying attention, things like that become an issue or what have you. So I know they're not doing uniforms, but I wanted to bring it to the forefront for a possibility of clear or mesh book bags. So for one reason, it will enhance safety and security, as I've already stated. It will allow the staff that's on duties in the morning to see the contents of someone's bag without opening it and making it easier to identify things that don't belong or prohibited items. Any contraband, we have had some upper grade students to have illegal substances at some point that have been dealt with, but we want to make sure we discourage them in any type of way to bring any dangerous or inappropriate items to school, making it quicker to move on in the monitoring drop off so we can kind of go through have a better process of checking backpacks when they come in, all entry points, making sure the students are responsible so students can see the students can see what's inside their bags. That helps them to stay organized because they probably don't, of course, all your business is out. So you don't want them, they may not want to see anybody else to see their disorganization. So it would encourage them to be more responsible. It'll help them to not forget things because they can see straight through it, and help parents to identify the contents without having to dig through their bag. Also, just a peace of mind knowing that their children are more safe because other students have clear, safer book bags, and less clutter, just fewer hidden items, as I've already stated, snacks, toys, trash. They're less likely to be hidden or forgotten, leading to cleaner classrooms, cleaner hallways, a cleaner book bag, or what have you. So I wanted to just open the floor for thoughts or what have you, and let's get a vote because I would have to go ahead and start to communicate this information and or possibly reach out to partners to somehow possibly see if we could, if they could assist us in providing this type of bag, because typically we always get book bags from partners, but we would have to specify and, let them know if that's something, that we want to do. So I just wanted to bring that up and open that up to the floor. To anyone on the team.
I don't have an opinion either way. I think as a mom, it might be easier, but it also might be harder to find them, towards the beginning of the school year or whatever. As a teacher, I think it's, a great idea because we have had those instances this year. And I could always personalize his book bag to make it fit his personality, because that's also a concern that I think that at least the upper grade or the lower grade kids would have with these clear book bags. I can't have my princess book bag or my Paw Patrol book bag. So maybe the parents could still, personalize it with stickers or something. So I don't have an opinion either way. I will go with whatever the majority likes.
And I'm thinking more like, I was actually thinking about maybe, if they purchase the bag, we maybe have bag tags for the lower grades. But I understand what you're saying. But go ahead. I think Dr. Connor was trying to speak.
Yes, I was thinking about like the lower grades. Can we just have them still continue with the regular book bag, and then the upper grades, like 3 through 5, they have the mesh bags?
That's up to the team. That's why I wanted to bring it to the team. I think Kristen.
Yes, backpack, clear backpacks, they have their pros and cons. I just want to raise that given the population of student that we have, you mentioned partners providing backpacks. As a parent of a child who has had clear backpacks, you need 4 a year, clear and mesh backpacks, because they tear up so easily. They are not durable at all. They're not even as durable as the cheapest book bags that aren't clear or mesh. And so that's just another consideration. Like, if this is the way we choose to go, what are we going to do mid-year when baby's book bag is broken and his parents have no plans of buying him another one, and your partners also don't have plans of providing them? So just like, are the kids going to carry their things in their hands? That's just a concern.
Got it. Thank you.
I think with that, at least the first year, there could be some, some leeway with it, I guess. Just kind of be like, hey, we are strongly suggesting, but if you can't, then you can't. I don't think it should be punitive or anything if they don't have one.
Okay. Any more thoughts or comments from the team? Okay, so
Do you want me to ask for a motion?
yes, somebody.
Okay, may I have a motion to either approve or table mesh or clear book bags for the 25-26 school year?
I moved to table mesh book bags and clear book bags for the next school year.
Is there a second?
I second it.
All in favor of tabling mesh and clear book bags for this year, or for 25-26 school year, raise your hand or say aye.
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 All opposed to tabling mesh and clear book bags, raise your hand or say aye. Are there any abstentions? I abstain, for the record.
Me too.
Okay, Ms. Black, do you know how many people voted aye?
Yes.
Maybe
I'm gonna say
is it 3?
6 voted aye, I believe. Nobody
Okay.
abstained, and then 2. Nobody said no, and then 2 abstained. I apologize.
Okay, so the motion has passed. We will table mesh and clear book bags for this upcoming school year.
All right. Well, I'm going to move on with the principal's report. So one of the items on there was just updating you guys on the milestones process and status. We actually had the milestones assessment between April 28th and May 12th. And the attendance rate, we had a pretty good attendance rate outside of 3 students that withdrew. There were no irregularities, so I'm really pleased about that. I cannot share scores on that. There is a statewide embargo, as all the scores are not even available right now. Some scores are coming in and some are, the numbers are changing because makeups have come in after the actual ones, and some of them are not in. And so nothing is solid right now. So that's not available. But parents' reports, when available, will be going home to scholars. But again, there's a statewide embargo, and we are not able to even share it with teachers right now because they are coming in daily, and everything, like I stated, is not in. But we had a great testing session. But I did want to revisit the spring map because we did not do that. I know the last few sessions we had, we were dealing heavily with a budget. So just to kind of give you a recap, or just a notification, and if we did, please forgive me, but I didn't see it. But anyway, these are all comparison from winter to spring, which would be indicative of December. Winter is a winter assessment, and the spring assessment was in March, which was right before milestones. So what you see is third grade reading and third, fourth, fifth grade reading and math. And the goals are to make sure our green areas are increasing, our proficient and above, and to decrease the red. As you can see, um, there is some work to do based on that, but know also that the map assessment does not score writing. And so this is just a small a portion of what, could possibly predict how they do on the milestones, but sometimes not all the time, again, because there is a portion of that missing from that assessment. Just overly looking of fourth grade for the reading has decreased tremendously, and we do have some increases or some slight increases in the distinguished, which is the dark green for fourth grade reading. Just a few highlights. If the red is increasing, for instance, in fifth grade reading, but the green is increasing as well. So we have some areas where some of the developing students in the yellow look like they fell back in fifth grade reading. However, our proficient and above from winter increased in the spring. So that's really good. If you're looking at third, fourth, and fifth grade math, I'm actually working with the coaches now, just even before we get milestones, because we had some instructional challenges, some personnel, but and just trying to make sure that we have the capacity built, because the red was not going in the direction that we intended or was intending. But we do know there was a district-wide focus on reading. The district focused on literacy and special education. And so next year, we'll be going back to some basics to make sure that we have our data trending in the right direction. We did do a slight increase in fourth grade math based on this data, and it's about stagnant in fifth grade. So I just wanted to share that. This is just map data here.
Miss Reagan,
Yes.
I know I kind of ask like every time. I know that APS Insights doesn't give you that breakdown. But would it be possible if like the coaches could put together for the K1 and 2 data so that we can have a total picture and kind of track what's going?
Yes.
Thanks.
Yes.
I'll
Yes.
remind you next time.
Yes, remind me next time. Yeah, they can, or either I could, it doesn't matter, but yes, so just remind me next time. But I'll make sure we have it for the start of the year so we can kind of see the whole trend, or for the end of the year for you guys. But thank you. Moving on, and if you could take that in the minutes for me, I would greatly appreciate that. Moving on, just letting you all know some things that have been happening around Dobbs, just in case you did not know, we do have some award-winning teams. We've placed in 5 different areas with the scholars and the amazing staff that are sponsoring them. We have first place in the APS District Esports Minecraft competition, led by Dr. Champion. And we've placed third place in the APS Film Festival Award, led by Dr. Tyson and Dr. Craig. And the science fair materials in the science category, we placed third, which is Dr. Champion and Dr. Craig. And we placed third in APS District Science Fair in physics and astronomy, same individuals. And we had some individual winners that place in the technology and innovation fair in digital game design, multimedia applications, and 3D modeling. So I wanted to kind of put that before you all so you would know some of the things that are happening also at Dobbs. This is just, we had principals meeting this week. There are some update. Well, it's really not an update, but an enforcing. So that's why I highlighted enforcing the cell phone policy that is currently in place. Is all of the things that are that you see here, and I'll go over them. But there are particular schools that were not necessarily, and people were not necessarily enforcing that. However, there is a statewide bill coming that I once signed. It is aligned already to what we have in place. However, we're supposed to do a better job of enforcing that this year. So that would be no cell phone uses for students, buses, restrooms, classrooms, cafeteria, or hallways. Cell phones must be turned off during the instructional day, meaning they cannot receive texts, phone calls, like alerts, notifications, all of the above. They should not be recording or taping any students or staff. That is prohibited. And if and they must be turned off, like I said again, but if they want them, for instance, when they get off the bus, parents might want to know, especially if they're over 10, if they're getting at home, if they want them to have it, they have to have a permission form on file to have them on property, but it still must be away and turned off during the instructional day. You have any questions about that?
I did. I was just wondering about the age, the grades, the age limit.
Everybody.
Everybody, okay.
I haven't heard anything different. I will definitely, the policy is out. I will get the policy. And actually it's online. So if you look up the APS policy on cellular phones, and that includes like iPads and outside of the school provided devices or what have you, but they cannot use those cell phones during the day.
Mhm.
And I know it's really more of an issue with 4th and 5th grade. Not necessarily the lower grades, but and it really becomes more of an issue in middle and high. Okay.
So I just wanted to ask one question. So lower grades are not to have the phones at all, right?
Nobody should have them out or on or using them during instructional day. K-12, K through
Okay.
12.
Mm.
And actually Midtown High School has already done what you've seen on the TV in terms of the cell phone packages, or you know what I'm talking about?
Mhm.
The little pockets.
Yes,
And they
yes.
say it has made a remarkable difference in their students being more engaged and
Okay.
paying attention to instruction, and it has increased their the data.
Mhm.
They kind of
Thank you.
piloted it. So we want to make sure that we take away all of the distractions. They have enough distractions outside. So we need
Yes.
to, make sure they're focused. So yeah, so that's K-12.
Mhm.
So lastly, I have this will also be kind of like announcements as well. Um, just a list of the things that are the rest of May. We actually starting tomorrow. We have a science, our end of the year science Six Flags trip. We have our annual South Atlanta High School Senior Walk, which is on Monday. It's not the whole day, just about an hour. We're having our final reading buddy session with our partners from Morningside on May 20th. And from the 20th to the 23rd, various grade level chairs have already submitted activities for their scholars, so to keep them engaged, just to kind of end the school year, culminate the school year. And so those had to be submitted and approved, and that will be the 20th to the 23rd. There will also be a MAP Glow party to celebrate those students that did make growth on the MAP assessment. And our awards day programs. As you know, this year we are here out after Memorial Day. So in order to keep our CCRPI in some type of way, because we get graded by attendance, we wanted to make sure that we, and not just for that, but to have security because we can't have obtain security at this if we're having our awards day at the same time as graduations. And so we place those after Memorial Day so that the children would come to school and be able to receive their awards, and everybody has a specific day. And that is all that I have, and I believe that's all that's on the agenda. I don't have any announcements.
I have an announcement if
Yes,
we got
ma'am.
into the announcements portion.
Yes, ma'am.
Just to kind of add to the data, I can say that one of our ESOL students has tested out of ESOL, so he will no longer be an ESOL student. And I will say that 100% of our ESOL students made growth on their active test.
Okay.
Kudos.
Yep.
Thank you for sharing. And so moving forward, I'll make sure I add, the special area data, where applicable as well. So great job, Ms. Spence. Thank you for that. Ms. Black, do you have an announcement?
No, I was clapping for Miss Spence.
Oh, okay. That's what that was. Okay. Okay. Thank you. I see Dr. Connor clapping as well.
Okay, so today's meeting was supposed to have public comment. Nobody reached out.
Okay.
Is there a public comment? Okay, hearing none, may I have a motion to adjourn our meeting?
I move that we adjourn our meeting at 4:28, our Go Team meeting.
I second that motion.
All approve. Say aye or raise your hand. Aye.
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 Opposed, say nay or raise your hand. Any abstentions? Okay, our meeting is now adjourned at 4:29 p.m. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Aye.